Hello everybody, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh for another video on will Donald Trump be the next president of the United States, and what are the consequences when it comes to immigration. So uh, right now my answer is probably yes, because it seems like Donald Trump is leading everywhere. Even like for example, you see on CNN here, he's basically leading on by double digits in Florida against Marco Rubio, and the issue that people are not really taking in consideration is that the people are angry, and people who are voting right now are very angry at everything pretty much. And Donald Trump is becoming an escape to help this situation. And for one, I think there's a huge the reasons I think that Donald Trump might win, and I'm pretty sure he will now win the presidential elections, is because of three things. For one, he has really appealed to everybody, including people who are liberals, who think there are many issues right now which are not being addressed. For one, the issues of immigration, which we're going to discuss in a few, and two, of course, jobs. Thinking that Donald Trump is a very good businessman, he should be able to run the country in a manner which is good for everybody. And the other issue that we are thinking is going to be important for people when they are voting is the fact that we are seeing a huge silent majority. I call it silent majority because those people has not really voted before, because they were not happy with any candidate which was being placed here, either by Republicans or by Democrats. And in Donald Trump, they see that person who's outside, and we are talking here about a 50% population in terms of voters. All right, voters. I mean, usually when you see an elections in the United States, I think the last one when you had a big turnaround was for President Obama. And even then, I think it reached maximum, I think 50%, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been less or a little bit more. But now, if we have Donald Trump who's running, and you have this other population, which are, you have to understand, this population are very much fearful and angry for many reasons, and they will be voting, and they will go out to vote. And if they go out to vote, they will easily outweigh any kind of minorities here. I know they are talking a lot about the Hispanic community, the Asian community, which are voting out there, but the truth is that even putting all the minorities together, the chances of winning for Donald Trump is still high, because he still have this angry mob that is basically following him. So based on that, I will not be surprised if I see Donald Trump become our next president. That doesn't mean I'm happy about it. It just means that's a reality we have to start living with. So now what happens to immigration? For one, in the beginning, Donald Trump, I'm pretty sure he will tone down, by the way, but he said he won't affect H1Bs, for people on H1Bs, because he thinks that we need skilled labor in this country. But that, even that might not be a good idea, because people who are supporting him, if you look at the kind of people supporting him, you're talking about a huge. If you Google, for example, people supporting Donald Trump, um, that you probably will see people who are anti-immigration completely. That is going to really be having an effect on and this is a very good article I see here on the Guardian here. If you can see, I want everything. Just who are those Trump supporters? Well, the one that really support Trump are those people who really don't want to see anything, quote unquote, immigrants influence in the United States, because they think that immigrants are taking too much. And the truth is, it's not really true, but that's what they perceive, because unfortunately, whenever you see things going bad, you have to blame someone. And if you look at it, many people, especially the older generation, tend to think that, hey, we are what we are, and you're taking our job, so you need to stay home. So H1B, we don't know, but so far he might keep it because he's a businessman. Now, let us look at all those executive powers which President Obama passed. For example, DACA, and for example, the prosecutorial discretion, and the big one which is close to my heart is H4 EAD, and all those are going to be gone because those were executive powers, and he has made clear he will get rid of that. And many other things, of course, he will keep going. Of course, going back to, we will have a situation of more wars, but we don't know about that part because he said he's not going to police the war. Hopefully, he doesn't. And but immigration wise, we can be ready that there will be a lot of reverse on Obama's decision, because remember, all those decisions that you've seen during the 8 years of Obama, not a single one was really passed, not a single good one was really passed by the Congress. The bad ones, yes, but the good ones, no. And I'm talking bad ones here in terms of the immigrant perspective. Maybe it's good for other people, but it's not good for the immigrants. So having said that, now to answer the question short again, will Donald Trump be the next president? Unfortunately, I think yes. More and more I look at it, more and more I see the kind of people who want to vote in Nevada, and the turnout on when it comes to the other states also were pretty high. So now we have to be ready as immigrants. How do we deal with that? Some people are planning to move to Canada, some people are planning to move out, and honestly, it might be a, a good thing to do for some. But at the end of the day, America is our home and we want to be here. And no matter how much racism, at the end of the day, we will see truth prevail and good people prevail. But the other factor also I forgot to mention is Justice Scalia's death. By Justice Scalia, as you know, has been really a very strong hold for the conservatives on the Supreme Court, pretty much filtering all the laws. Even you see the case of Texas versus the Texas case, which is blocking DAPA from President Obama. DAPA is what was going to give the parents of U.S. citizens a work permit in the U.S. And if Scalia was here, definitely he would have blocked the law. But anyway, now it is evenly divided unless you have a conservative judge who sides with the liberals. The decision will hold probably, because if there's a tie at the Supreme Court level, it always goes back to the lower court. So putting all those factors together, one, the angry population, who never voted before, who was not happy to vote for anybody, is going to go out to vote. This is the biggest factor. Two, of course, once he becomes a nominee, everybody who's on the Republican conservative side will probably rally with him. And also the other big chunk you will probably get are the liberals who believes, okay, America needs a different turn now. And since Donald Trump is a very strong candidate, he will make that change. And of course, there will be also other factors that will make him win, including race and things like that. And also the other factors, as you know, is every time in history, most of the time, United States people have always shifted from giving to Democrats for a couple of terms and then give to Republicans. And before it was George Bush, who was a Republican, then it became Obama, who was a Democrat. Now it's probably going to be Republican. And since Republican seems to be very clearly leaning towards Donald Trump, he will probably be our next president. So be ready for that. Let us hope he mend his ways and be at least fair to everybody. And let us hope I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong when it comes to him winning. And ladies and gentlemen, whatever I told you today is my opinion only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact, if you have any kind of legal questions, call an attorney. The number, if you want to call our office, 510-742-5887. I wish you best of luck, all of you. Let us hope for better years coming, and hopefully we will not see more wars and more bad things happening. Thank you. Bye bye.